Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com with your delayed Facebook Live, which should have occurred on Thursday. So let me just make sure I'm in camera range and everything is coming through. So this is, if I was just doing a regular Thursday night stamping, I probably would have just canceled. But this is a little bit different because we have my special release DSP craft along. And so this is actually a paid class that people have done or purchased ahead of time if they wanted to. And then, hey, Kelly, I'm so glad to be here. And then I do the demonstration live. And that way people can craft live right along with me if they want to. And those of you who didn't purchase the class, well, you can watch and have a good time. So because of that, I needed to just reschedule. I actually had no voice on Thursday. And so I really could not do the class. Hey, Kathy, I'm glad you're here. So, hey, Lena, so good to see you guys. Boy, I tell you, it's good to be back in the land of the living. I was hunkered down under blankets for holy cow, much longer than I've ever been that I can remember, and I can't remember. It's been decades since I've been that sick. But anyway, enough of that. We're going to jump right in. I'm hoping my voice is going to last through the whole of the presentation. Hey, Simone, and Happy New Year. So thank you for sharing, and I am going to try to be less chatty tonight just because I'm trying to save my voice. So I'm going to get right into our projects and give you a little bit of a sneak peek as well. So let me tell you the method and the madness with this event. So this is a craft along. It's also shares. So I started doing this, I think about 1.5 years ago. And I've been doing for a while with my shares. I was doing projects. No, I'm definitely not 100% Kelly. You're right about that. I started doing projects with my shares because what happened was over the years I found I would talk to people and they said, oh, your shares came and they're so beautifully packaged and they're still sitting in my cabinet because I don't want to open them. They look so pretty. I'm like, well, the whole point of the shares is to give you a portion of a bunch of different products for you to play with so you don't have to buy the whole package when there's a lot of new products coming out. So I had started doing some projects with them. And then I think it was maybe just within the last 9 months or so, I added in a craft along so that we can actually do the projects together, which means you have a video tutorial and it's just more fun to do it. So that is the way this has come about. With that being said, I do have one coming up. Hey, Frankie. I do have one coming up for the spring catalog. And I did this one was kind of different because there were only 3 sets of papers. Having said that, it's a lot of new paper coming out in the middle of the year. And I thought, well, this was a special release. I love all of these. But why don't I do something where everybody can get like 1/4 of a pack of each one. And then you can decide if there's one that you really love and want to get the whole pack, or maybe the portion is enough. So that's the method in my madness. So let's get into tonight's projects and I'll give you a little sneak peek. When I do these, I always take a single stamp set that's primarily greetings. And we use that for all the projects because we have all these pretty papers and we really want to concentrate on letting the papers take center stage. What I like is for you to be able to dig into the papers and start using them. That's how you fall in love with them, is if you start using them. So these are sets of 2. Each of these is a set of 2. And that is because I did 2 projects for each set of papers. So, oh, Kelly, I'm glad you like the craft along format. I do too. I think it's kind of cool. So I have all my different, well, the greetings that I might use kind of right here, so it'll be easy. And I did want to just point out, this is the stamp set we're using tonight. So Sincere, it's one of our $1 Million Achiever stamp sets. If you don't have this, highly recommend it. Okay, let's start with, okay, these are the ones I pulled out first. Okay, here we go. Get the right ones going. Okay, so I went ahead and cut the papers, which hopefully you have done that as well. So if you took this class, you got your project packet, you got a QR code, and so you're able to open up your tutorials. So now I'm ready to stamp and assemble. So let's start with the green one. Now, these are super easy to put together. Cannot remember the name of this, but it's the new, this is the new embossing folder you can get free with Celebration. And I do prefer putting embossing folders down with green glue. Sometimes, because I'm heavy-handed, my seal will snag in the little grooves, and I don't want that to happen. I do like this old olive with the petunia pop. I like that combination a lot. Now this little piece here is for the inside, and that is, you know, I find that old olive is a little bit dark to write my greeting on. So I'm just going to pop that on the inside. Now, the other thing you might have spied with your little eye on this card is that we have a new punch, and that is coming up in our spring catalog. So these are just 4x3 pieces of the same exact piece of designer paper, and these little layouts end up becoming something that you can reuse again and again. Little 4x3 pieces of designer paper, those are real workhorses in my studio space. I love 4x3 pieces. They're so nice. Now with this craft along, you also got some ribbon, and I am going to just lay down some seal here, and I'm going to go boom. Oh, actually, I'm going to go this way. I need to go a sideways zigzag. Boom. And then there. This is Petal Pink ribbon, and it comes in a combo pack with some basic white. Hello, Cynthia. I'm so glad you're here with me. You know, I'm not usually on here Saturday night, but truth be told, Saturday night we stay in. My husband's a pastor. We've always really guarded Saturday night. He needs to be at his best on Sunday morning. And so we've always just really guarded Saturday night. We're not Saturday night going out kind of folk. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that we can't really do that because of his responsibilities. Okay, my original is here. Now I'm going to give you a little clue. I think I used Petunia Pop ink on everything. I'm going to try Night of Navy and just see. It'll be darker, obviously. Hello, Catherine. I'm glad you're joining us from Jacksboro. I will say, at the time I did these, this little dragonfly punch was still in stock in the really greatly reduced. It has sold out now, so I hope you got one before it sold out. Oh, lo and behold, hope you're feeling better. That is the one that I'm going to use tonight. I will say I came across several people who have been dealing with various aspects of, oh, poo, winter crud. That wasn't very good. Let's hope I got this one right. Thankfully, there's two sides. Oh, yeah, that's better. Now, let's see if we like this darker. Of course, you could just use black, too. But I think I wanted something a little bit stronger. Oh, yeah, See, I think that stands out a little bit more. Okay, so let me trim these ends a wee bit. And pop this up on dimensionals. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, the dragonflies, Cynthia, I do too. They're a lovely little accent piece. And I love the tiny one in the punch. And I also like to use the big one in like vellum and then layer the small one on top of it. A lot of good things you can do with that punch. Now, where'd he go? Here he is. And, let's put him like so. There we go. Isn't he cute? And I will say, I love these iridescent faceted gems. They are so versatile. Actually, I think I'm going to put one right. Let's do one there. And then we're going to do one down here. And we'll do another one down here. Now let's do it up here. There we go. Okay, card number 1 done and dusted. There's my original, and there's my demonstration card. I do like the darker ink. Okay, now the second one we're going to do in that set of papers is this guy here, more Petunia Pop, and there we go. Here's my original. Now I've gone ahead and done these. You could flip these around if you wanted, if you were so inclined. So again, these are super simple layouts. Kelly, I'm so glad that you got the craft along pack. I hope that you are crafting along with me. I know Lena's here tonight, and she got a pack as well. So some of y'all are hopefully crafting right along with me, which is just kind of fun. So the miles may separate us, but we can still craft together. Oh, Simone, you've been sick too. I'm so sorry to hear that. There's a lot of stuff going around. Oh, yay, Kelly, you're crafting with me. Okay, now I'm going to take, open my card, wrap this right around, and bring that over here like so. And then I'm actually going, okay, that turned out good. Now, I'm going to actually put this up on dimensionals so that it floats right over that. Now you could, and I think that looks pretty good, honestly, but I'm going to do the flowers because those flowers are so pretty. Okay, let's get here. Hey Kim, I'm glad you're with me tonight. I know it sounds like I'm in some kind of super secret operation here, but it's just a weak voice. Yeah, you know, one of the things when you get a paper share is you end up with so much new paper, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So this is my way of kind of breaking into that paper and starting to use it. Once again, I'm going to use my Night of Navy pad. Hey, Char, I'm so glad you're here from Wisconsin. Welcome, welcome to my Saturday night stamping, which is delayed from Thursday. But we are here. Now, I did want to let you know, if anybody would like one of these packs, project packs, I do have. If you would like to use my host code and place an order by Tuesday, I will send you the pack for free of all 6 cards. So you won't get the ribbon and the gems and all that and the paper, but you'll get the paper for each project cut and ready to go. Okay, this is going to go like so. So that's going to go here. And you should have somewhere in here. Where'd you go? There was a little heart. There is a little heart. Where'd you go? Well, it will appear. I am confident it will show up. So I will leave that until it does show up. In the meantime, let's put a few gems up here. Let's see, where'd she go? Okay, knowing you brings joy to my heart. And I will find, I just found it. Sorry, I know I'm bumping you. Let's give a little bit. I know I have some minis around here somewhere, but I'm just going to grab that and pop it right under here. Yeah, you know, Corinne's saying that she's hoping that this year will be better for a lot of people. Hey, Dudley, I'm so glad you're here. I apologize for the tardiness of this event. So there's my second version. There's my first version. I don't know why I didn't do a dark ink on these, but I didn't on my original. But I am liking it on these. Yeah, I think a lot of people struggled in 2024. Oh, Simone, your dad died. And you're looking for a job, okay. And you're sick, okay. Well, I need to add you to my prayer list for sure. Lots going on for you, my friend. So I'm sorry that that is the case. Big condolences on the loss of your dad. It's very hard, especially during the holidays when we lose loved ones. And for some people, 2024 was an okay year. I don't know too many people where they thought it was like the best year of their life. So yeah, I think that the new year, anytime there's a new year, there's always the hope of new things and better days ahead. So let's go to Hearts and Prayers, actually. This will be our next set of projects. I love all these purples. And I particularly love them when you're setting a mood like this. So this is the Shades and Hues paper. I mean, you could do this, but I like that bright contrast. This reminds me of like Easter eggs, cracked Easter eggs. The colors are just great. And this is Fresh Freesia. And Dudley is joining us from Alaska. So she's on a much earlier time zone and a much colder climate. I'm going to move this for now. I'll bring that back later with the host code if anybody's wanting to grab a, if anybody would like a project packs. So, here we go. Oh, well. I could do that, but I'm going to stick with my original. Sometimes I change these up, but sometimes I just really like the way I originally started with it. So we have just a few more days until the new mini catalog launches. A lot of us are very excited about that. Now, if you're a demonstrator, you've already been able to order a lot of those things. So, but when it goes live to everybody, it's always exciting. Okay, let's go with hearts and prayers. Here we go. This die set is still available, and it's greatly reduced. -35, Dudley. Hey, no wind, that makes a big difference. Huge difference. But that's a lot of cold. I know that for you, I think you've lived there your whole life. It's just a way of life, you know. It's like anything else. You build your life that way. You know, you have your homes are constructed in such a way, and your lifestyle and your wardrobe and all of those things are set up so that you, the weather doesn't overtake you, as it were. I know when we were visiting our son in Hong Kong, it was a beautiful time of year to be there. The weather was great, but everybody said, the summer is awful. Evidently, it's not only extremely hot, it's extremely humid. So they endure the summer and then enjoy the rest of the year. And when my son moved there last year, he moved there around this time, and everybody kept telling him, just wait till the summer, it's going to be rough. And he said, man, they were so right. Okay, there we go. And then we have these 3 little hearts, and I'm just going to take a mini glue dot and put one there, and a mini glue dot here, and a mini glue dot here. Well, Simone, I know you were looking for, you said you were hoping to find a new job in the new year, and I will say it is hard to find work around the holidays, but usually with the new year, companies are ready to, move on with things. So yes, he has a job there, so that's why he moved. And he is head chef at a very, very high-end, very successful restaurant. And we are very proud of him, and he is really loving it there. Now this heart's got a little bit of a notch in it, but we're going to just stick it on there anyway. Okay, now, so you've been there 44 years, Dudley. Okay. I guess the right clothing. I mean, when you live in Alaska, anywhere, but I think in Alaska, because the weather can actually, you can die if you're not properly attired outdoors. Having said that, technically the same is true in hot climates, but it's typically a little bit different. Okay, so there's original and there is my demonstration project. So this is number 1 in the set of 2 projects using the Shades and Hues stamp set. These are the ones that are like paint chips. So pretty. Now, I'm going to do So Thankful for You. And this is using Petal Pink, which is my favorite color. And Stampin' Up. Now, I will tell you, when we ran these, some of them released some of the little bits and some of them didn't. On my original, it didn't release them, so I thought, well, I'll just use it that way. It really just kind of depends on how they come out of your die cutting machine. There's not really a way to guarantee it, so hopefully you are figuring out a way to make yours look cute. It's a beautiful tag. So let's do the stamping first. And I thought I would try something with you guys tonight. I had a little bit of a brainstorm. I love to flag the ends with a punch. Hey, Jolene, I'm glad you're here. Welcome from Minnesota. So I thought I would give this star a try and see what happens. A little bit funky, not too bad. Not too bad. Actually, it looks pretty decent. Pretty decent. Okay, so let's put these together. We're going to put the paint chips at the top. And then this. Now, I specifically did this so that you can slide it. I gave you more than you need. And that way, if you want to have more of the paint chips, or if you want to have more of the solid, it's up to you. So let's put the solid one down first. So, you know, if you were trying to conserve paper, you could definitely make these cut to fit. But I did them so that you have a little bit of wiggle room. And especially since I'm going to cover this up with ribbon, it's not overly essential to get it just right. Okay. Now I'm going to open this up. And this time, I'm just going to run the ribbon across there. I'm not going to tie it. So, but I do find this ribbon is quite thick, and so I'm going to use mini glue dots to secure it because I don't want it to come undone on me. Do one there. And another one here. There we go. Okay. That's there. Here we go. Okay. Now, ordinarily I would need something there, but I'm going to cover it anyway, so. Golly, I keep knocking the camera, sorry. Okay, so that's just going to go right there. right before the holidays, our younger son, who moved back here to Texas a year ago, about the time the other son was moving to Hong Kong, he it took him a while after he got back. He did find a job. It was not a great job, and they were just barely making ends meet. And so he'd been looking for something else, and right before Christmas, something came through. So we're really excited for them to have gainful employment that's helping them pay the bills. My daughter-in-law's a stay-at-home mom, and she has started homeschooling. The kids are young. Declan actually turns 2 next week, but he's still nursing. And then Felicity turned 4 recently, and Griffin turned 6. So they've got a busy household, and got her hands very, very full. So we're excited that they have found something that looks like it's going to work for them. And okay, there we go. And then this is going to go right there. That kind of looks a little bit like an eyesore, so I think I'm going to stick a gem there. Yeah, these make really long flags, but they're not bad. Yes, Simone, you're absolutely right. It does look like the paper that when you're looking for paint chips at Home Depot, or what's the other place I'm thinking of? Can't think of the paint store now. Sherwin-Williams, something like that, yeah. But they're really kind of fun. It gives you that graduated color, and I think it's really pretty. Oh, Linda, I'm so glad you're here. No problem with being late. I mean, I had to reschedule, so it's, everybody's kind of up and upside down, and I'm getting there. I was up and about a lot of today, but then I just have to stop and rest, which I'm not. Usually, folks, I am the Energizer Bunny. I go, go, go. I have a lot of energy, physically and mentally. I keep a really, really tight schedule. I keep busy a lot, and that's just the way I've always been. So when I am hunkered down doing nothing for days on end, it's got to be pretty bad. And my husband, God bless him, he's been so good. He's been so helpful, and he's been encouraging me to not rush into activities again. So there we go. So thankful for you. There's my original. A little bit different. Just slight changes, So yes, thankfully everything is being recorded. I'm moving into the 3rd set of projects. So these are the projects around beauty, refreshed beauty designer paper. I will tell you, when this paper originally came out, it was really deep Blackberry Beauty, and I loved it. But I love these recoloring. I think they're so pretty. But I love birds in general. Owls are just gorgeous. When my chef son, when he was in school, high school, he worked with at a Birds of Prey conservancy, and so it was so cool to be able to go out and watch them flying those hawks and eagles. It was a cool place to work for a teenage boy, I'll tell you. He had started out there as a volunteer when he was 13. Well, by the time he was 16, he knew the place backwards and forwards. And they were like, heck, we'll put you on the payroll. So he worked there all through college and learned so much. It was a great place for a young boy to really get involved with wildlife and learn a lot about nature. Of course, a lot of it was not very glamorous when you had to muck out stalls they would cut a beef heart to feed those birds. Oh, it was awful. My son loved it, you know. But birds of prey are fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Now on this is your fun fold. I always give you at least one fun fold. This is a bookbinding fold, and I like to put green glue here. This needs to be really, really strong. Thank you very much for the kind thoughts and well wishes, Linda. Yeah, this has been, you know, I'm like, I don't usually even get a cold. So this has really thrown me for a loop. But what are you going to do? I'm just glad they were able to figure it out quickly, get me on the right meds. Now, on my original, I did use a little bit of blending brush. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight, just because I'm trying to keep it a little bit short. But we'll see. I may hate the way it looks. But you know, honestly, even when I'm feeling 100%, I'm a bit of a lazy stamper. Full disclosure. I am a lazy stamper. I want to get it. I love stamping, but I don't want it to stress me out, and I want it to come together pretty quickly. That's just my ADD brain and lack of overall patience. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. We're just going to do this with Night of Navy again, and oh, I thought this greeting right here, I'm on a mission this year to send more cards individually to my grandchildren that live in Virginia. And because we pretty much get to see them once a year, maybe twice a year. So I'm wanting to send them not just packages. I'm pretty good about sending them packages, but just cards. And so that looks good. I like it. This is one of those cards for my granddaughter. My oldest granddaughter, Olivia, she's 14, and she is actually quite the bird watcher. She has an app she uses to help her identify. She has a little journal where she keeps track of different birds that she's seen in person. And I think she will love this. So you see how when you add a little bit of blending brush, it just kind of lifts it off of the paper a bit more. But I think I'm just going to keep it sweet and simple tonight. In fact, I was messaging with my daughter in Virginia. She and her husband, they're both respiratory therapists. Well, she was until she started having a baby. She's a homeschooling mom as well. And, but her husband still, he's a medical traveler. And he's a respiratory therapist. And so, of course, that's his world, on top of the fact my daughter has some lung challenges, so she's always up on what they can do to keep everybody well. And with Amir working in hospitals, you know, you're around all those sick people, you're trying to stay well. And on top of, you know, with him being a medical traveler, he's in different hospitals. And she told me that even with them being in Virginia where they are, they noticed that because there's so many, you know, the ships that come in there and the people coming from various parts of the world all the time, that she feels like their air quality is definitely, you know, a little bit more challenged than what they were used to here. So something she had started, you're a lazy stamper or a simple stamper. I like it short. See, I am too. I'm both of those, lazy and simple. But something that my daughter started doing when her kids were really young was giving them elderberry syrup as a preventive. It kind of boosts your immune system. Well, you know, not really having that issue before, I never did. And she said, you know, Mom, now that you're getting older, excuse me, you really ought to think about it. So she sent me some links back in the day when she first started doing that. I mean, her oldest is 14 now. She was making her own elderberry syrup. I think elderberry now is pretty commonly known as an immune booster. So I think they have gummies and everything now. So maybe I'll get some elderberry. Oh yeah, I like that little pop of white. Looks good. Because I definitely don't want to have anything like this happen again. And the crazy thing was, it just kind of came on me very quickly. But yes, Kathy, I appreciate what Kathy's saying. She's so grateful I didn't get sick on my trip. Oh, I'm telling you. It's one of my mantras, you know. Do not get sick when you travel. Do not fall and break a limb in a foreign country. I mean, it's just like, holy cow. You do not want those things happening when you're, especially a foreign country where you don't speak the language. I mean, good grief. Can you imagine trying to navigate a hospital and you don't speak the language? Having said that, a lot of people in Hong Kong do speak English. And God provides, you know. But I do think that you have to be a little bit careful. We don't want to be silly. God did give us a brain. I'm going to put it right here. I like those little guys because they just kind of twinkle. They're like little twinkle lights. So there's the original, and there's the second version. And then last but not least, might be my favorite card of the whole evening, Peach Pie, which is a great color. And I love, love, love these papers. And to me, when you have really busy paper like that, just put it in the background and put another paper on top of it and just let it peek out. So that's what we did here. I love these colors, but man, that's strong. That is really strong. So that's going to go like so. Tell you, I've been taking detox baths. I take hot baths anyway. And I've been doing Epsom salts and essential oils and all kinds. You know, when you get really desperately sick, you're like, okay, I'm pulling out every home remedy. They've already got me on antibiotics. Let's see what else I can do here, because I'm kind of miserable. So we pulled out the stops. And you know, a lot of those old home remedies really are helpful. I think modern man, we'd like to just pop a pill and be done with it. I remember when I was growing up, they used to have a commercial, and it was feed a cold, starve a fever, what's a mother to do? Back in the days when, you know, you were trying to figure out how to approach a fever, how to approach a cold. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Let's see what we think. I kind of like it. I will say, this is one of my favorite stamps in this stamp set. I love that vertical birth date. For one thing, I love the clear font, but having a vertical stamp is really actually helpful. So I would love to know, those of you who are stamping along with me, have I been moving too quickly? Yes, Simone, wanting to just be in the bed? Yeah. And actually, truth be told, I have not been in my bed this week. I have been camped out in my recliner because I needed to have my head raised. And so I have been in my recliner with lots of blankets. Stampin' Up gave us a minky blanket one year on one of the trips, and it is just, it's so thick and cozy and soft and very warm. It's been just the thing. So this is going to go here. And then just that little pop of color. And then we're going to put a little bow up there. And my aim with these craft-alongs is always to be done in 1 hour, so we're doing great on time. So we had 6 cards, and you know, as long as you've cut your paper ahead of time, you can do them. Okay, let's see. There we go. Now, this is going to go right up here. I think I'm actually going to put it just above the paper on the card base so that it doesn't stick up too much. Now this little guy here, this is from the whole, you know, I've used the same dies on all of these. These are the designer tags dies. I think they're on sale for like $12.60. They're an incredible buy. And they're standalone dies. They don't have, you don't have stamped images that go with them. But you have these beautiful tags. And then you get this little butterfly in here. It has some great dies. So, oh, I'm working too fast, Kelly. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to put one glue dot right here. I'm going to fold it a little bit. And then, it's a little wonky bow. Not my best work. Let's see if we can tighten it up a little bit here. That looks a little better. Okay, there we go. Happy birthday. Oh, I need my gems. Almost forgot. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of my next one. I know I was a little bit late getting these things out again, you know, because when you're sick, you're not doing the things you had planned. So all my great plans of being finally caught up after having been gone for 2 weeks to Hong Kong. I was going to be all caught up. Hallelujah. Heading into the new year. Yeah, that didn't happen. So, but you know, it's all good. So I hope that you enjoyed my little demonstration, and that if you did my shares and craft along, that you enjoyed the projects and the papers and the little supporting elements that work well with all of your goodies. So, oh, I'm glad you liked the cards, Kelly. I think they turned out really pretty. I'm really happy with them. So just a reminder that if you would like to place a $40 order with this host code by Tuesday of next week, you can get all 6 of these projects ready to go, and I'll give you like a yard of the ribbon, and a yard of the 2 ribbons, and a little snip of the gems, so that you can do the projects. Let me put these away, and I'll give you a little sneak peek, and then I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm ready for a cup of tea and maybe a movie before I go to bed. We'll see. We will see. Let's see, get all of these in here. It's a lot of great greeting stamps. I'd love to know if you did craft along and you used a different set of stamps. I'd love to know what you used. Linda, I hope you really enjoy your set, and I thank you for purchasing my event. Now let me give you a little sneak peek. So I've been cutting paper today. So this is some of the papers for the new, this is a fourth of a pack of some of the new papers. So there's 7 new papers, and that's what is in my paper share. Now, when I do these, there's 2 sets of paper that have like little cutouts with them. And the way I do my paper shares is I give you a quarter pack of this, and then I divide the little cutouts so that everybody gets some of them. This paper, I will tell you, I'm having a lot of fun with. This is the Peter Rabbit paper, Storybook Friends. It's so cute. And then this I had been actually working with quite a lot last week as well. This is the Ocean Friends, Friends of the Ocean. This is the Bouquet paper, really pretty. And then there's one more set, because there's 7. There's the vellum. And then you also get, there's 3 new ribbons, so you get 2.5 yards of each of the new ribbons. And then you also, so I've got 6 of the 7 card projects done. So again, I used a single stamp set and a single ink. So this time I used Old Olive ink. I'm using Wonderful Thoughts. Now, this craft along will take place at the last of the month because the new catalog has to come out. I got to get the paper, I got to cut the paper, sort the paper, and send it out. So, but I'll give you just a quick little sneak peek. This is our, you always get one fun fold. So this is where we're going to be heading. Love, love, love this gold trim ribbon. So we're going to have fun with these. So if you would like to do my next craft along, I did open up registration, and so this is a sneak peek. I just listed what you get, but this is a sneak peek so you can see where we will be going. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll have some links on here for the replay. Thanks so much for your patience in allowing me to do this later than the original scheduled date. Thanks again. Take care, and God bless.